So you and your buddy go and test dredge a possible new claim the other day. Oh man, that's a lot of gold. Oh! And that's just the small stuff! Make sure you stay tuned to see the bigger ones. How are you now? Howdy. That's Travis. I'm Kevin. Thanks for tuning in, friends. We are H&H Prospecting. If you're new here, hope you like what you see today. Today we're out on Cove Creek. This is actually a 20-acre claim that is on non-salmon essential grounds that is available for sale by Republic Mining. So if you're interested in this claim, or any other claim by chance, make sure you guys reach out to Republic Mining. RepublicMining.com. Danny and Kirby, they'll get you taken care of. Danny and Kirby, thanks for letting us come play today. We've walked all the way up and down this creek. We've done test spans here and there. We're somewhere about in the middles. We have found a nice big rise in the bedrock behind me, and a nice pile of boulders right next to it. So the theory is here is that bedrock is rising, and where that bedrock dips, all those boulders are piled. So we're going to move those boulders. We're going to do some classifying, do some dredging, hopefully find some shiny. So pitter patter. Let's get at it. As we start getting set up here, let's talk about what our plan of attack is for the day. Again, we're going to move all those big boulders and get below them. Now, so we have enough water for our pump. We're going to take all the big rocks that we're going to be throwing out, and we're actually going to stack them up to make ourselves a little bit of a dam. That way there is enough water for our pump, for the filter there. Always want to have your pump above your sluice box. That way it is pushing down through your sluice box instead of trying to carry water up. So we'll get it set up. I'll stop talking, help Travis out, and we'll show you guys what it looks like once it's going. Everything's about set up here, ready to go. Motor's warming up. Here's your intake behind the dam. Moved a bunch of big rocks by hand. Doesn't seem like bedrock's that deep. Just getting a few more moved by hand while the motor warms up. We'll fire that thing up and start sucking up some material. Oh, time to refill ourselves and the pump. It's lunchtime. This is some super hard packed material. Let me tell you what, like even harder to get through on Grouse Creek, which actually makes me excited because all around us you can see exposed bedrock. So hopefully with that stuff being that packed and that hard in there, there's going to be some nice shiny. Let me kind of show you guys a little bit better what we were talking about earlier when I said we could see exposed bedrock and where those big rocks are piling. This right here, where we're standing, is a bedrock shelf. You can see the bedrock sticking out down along there with the cobbles above it, but this is actually a bedrock shelf right here in the creek. And it's a rise, so you can tell it dips. Wherever the low part of the dip is where those big boulders are going to start falling into that hole and start filling up. So that's what we were looking for, is where all the big rocks before the rise in the bedrock were piling. That means there should be a hole right here somewhere, and that's where everything got piled in. And the reason it's so compact is because everything just got, all the heavies just sat on it and sat on it and sat on it and sat on it because it couldn't go further down the creek. That's the theory anyways. I sound like I'm fooling myself? Does that sound right? That sounds right. So, anyhoozle, we'll keep digging, we'll keep dredging. We haven't really moved that much material. I probably wouldn't even say a half of a yard yet. Some hard working stuff, but we did find gold right on the surface. I am seeing lots of jasper, lots of quartz, and Travis even found a piece of a porcelain plate. So, good signs that there are heavies depositing. We'll take a quick peek, see if there's anything screaming at us in the siding mats. I'd be surprised if there was, seeing as how we're, oh wow. There's a lot of micros on that top siding mat just chilling. Hopefully that'll mean more good things to come after we refill. This is a beautiful spot. We're going to call it for the day on this particular spot on the creek anyways. We've dredged 4-ish hours. I would say that there's probably been a total of 1.5 yards, 1 3/4 yards of material moved, and maybe just 1 yard gone through the box itself, just because we moved some big rocks by hand out of the way. Once we get the hose and all this cleaned up, kind of show you guys the hole better and what it looks like down in that bedrock. All jagged and shelves. It looks great. It looks like there should be gold. A lot of gold traps anyways. It looks like Trap City. Not really seeing nothing but a few micros here in the siding mat, but that is to be as expected because that water does run pretty quick. So anything that's heavy is going to not hang out there for too long. Hopefully it's going to come down here and get trapped in these gold hogs. We'll get everything picked up, back to the truck, and take it home and see what we came up with. Greasy and eggs. Now that we got everything loaded back on our handy dandy carts, they're sure to make life a lot easier. We dig them. Way easier to get stuff down the creek. Just to give you an idea of the creek, so if I'm on that side of the creek going up it, there is a dirt road that is maybe 40-50 yards. On this side, the main road where our truck is parked is maybe 50-60 yards, and you have maybe a total of 50 feet of elevation change. So it is really not that difficult at all to get down to the creek. But now that we got everything out of the hole, kind of show you what it looks like. Doesn't look like much, honestly, but really when it comes down to it, it really wasn't, because that was some hard packed material. But you can see that is the big exposed bedrock that we started with. We kind of worked both sides of that channel after moving all the big rocks. All those big rocks that you see there were sitting right there. Looks pretty promising. There was crack after crack, shaft shelf after shelf running in the opposite direction of the creek. So there should be some gold down in there. We'll get home, we'll check it out. I really actually want to come back down closer to the end of the creek where I did some test pan. I did a test pan with a half a pan of material and came up with half a dozen really nice little chunky colors, bigger than micros, bigger than fly poops, but still, you know, smaller than plus 20s. So I might try to get back down and do some testing on that bank. Maybe tomorrow, maybe a different day. Maybe I'll buy this claim myself. H&H's claim. This one's close enough that if H&H bought this one, which we've talked about doing, of buying a claim and then taking you guys to it, our future Patreons and YouTube members. Once we hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll launch that too. Are you ready to go home? Let's go home. So we got home yesterday, got our cons out of the buckets, kind of got talking about it, and decided that we really actually wanted to come back and do a test, another test, quick test at the end of the claim, just so we feel we're getting more of a proper test, a proper feel for what is on this claim, because it's so close to home that this one might just end up having to be ours depending on how these two tests come out. So again, we moved, you know, a little bit over a yard dredging in the creek, in the middle of the claim. Now we're down here pretty much at the very ends of it. Right here in this old flood layer is where I found about a half a dozen nice chunky little pieces. So before we go kayaking today, do other adventure stuff too. Get rid of this gut. Oh, we're gonna classify 3 or 4 buckets a piece. Run them through the little sluice real quick. If you guys haven't seen these yet, these green silicone mats are pretty awesome. We got them from Sam at Armadillo Mining. She told us after our last videos that she ended up ordering like 35 more because you guys bugged her and bought them all. Thanks, guys. Go do it again. But she said she's going to keep them in stock for Sherzies now. So if you guys want to try these awesome green silicone mats out, I suggest check out armadillomining.com. Of course, there'll be a link in the description. Wow. You can't set up a sluice faster than that, folks. It just doesn't happen. That's how awesome those green mats are, and Travis's skills. Alright, let's move a few buckets. Get warm. I'm a little chilly. Gotten some of the overburden out of our way. Kind of show you guys what we're working with and what we're going after here. After this super hard-packed red clay, to give you an idea of just how tough getting this stuff broke out is. It is concreted in there. Packed nice and hard. So hopefully it's trapping that shiny. Get it, buddy. What do we say? Get that shiny. So we've classified and ran about 4.5, maybe 5 buckets between the two of us. We'll take that home. We're going to clean the cons separately from the dredge hole that we had near the middle of the claim, and then this little bit of sluice in here. We'll clean them separately. There probably won't be much weighable gold from this, I would expect, but then we'll add them all together and weigh them. Again, on these green silicone mats, after using them a few times, guys, easier to roll up, easier to clean. They actually completely clean out than the gold hogs, and again, they're a quarter of the price. Digging them. Oh,
once these break in, the gold tends to stick into the sides, so
we found
wash them well.
We found one bad thing about the gold hog, or not the gold hog, the Gold Slinger buckets. When you clean your cons out in them, your gold will get stuck in them. So as the colonel said, make sure you get that Gold Slinger bucket cleaned out real well. The only bad thing I can say is it traps your gold. So did the cons, back at the homestead now. Yeah. Did the cons from those 5 buckets. Ran it through 2 different times. Seeing, you know, some micros, some small fly poops here and there. Nothing too big, nothing down here, down this far of the sluice. There's nothing in the plus 20s either. Travis is panning back the plus 20s from the dredging cons right now, and I think we're just going to go ahead and add, there's the minus 20 from the dredging cons, and I think we're just going to go ahead and add that and run that to the sluice.
This is looking good.
This is looking good. Uh-oh. 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 Oh, Pause this? Oh crap, dude.
Yeah.
What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Count them. So this is plus 20. These are pickers. Oh I'm trying not to say cuss words here, folks. So I'm just going to say, holy cuss word! Oh, it looks like a little hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 20 pickers in about a yard of material. Boom! So, what do you think is going to be in the minus 20? Put your guesses now. I think we're going to have a quarter gram. I think
I think so.
Well, let's take a sneak peek at that minus 20 as it's getting cleaned up. Oh, there's a couple pieces in there. 4 hours of dredging, 1 hour of moving rocks. Ooh, buddy. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, Kirby. Thanks, Republic Mining. So, before it's dried and weighed, there's the gold. There's a silver dollar for comparison. And there's my finger playing with the gold, just to mess with your senses. Travis loves it when I do this. It's his favorite. So while this is drying out, I kind of want to show you guys something. You know how we've heard about us talk about, and other prospectors of course, using things like jet dry to break the surface tension of water? Or, yeah, because even though that gold is 19 times heavier than water, it can still float, the small stuff. Let me show you. If I just slowly pull this water back, you can actually see that gold is floating and moving right on top of that, with that water. Right on top of it, see? Instead of staying put with the rest of the gold up there. But yeah, see? Gold will float. There's proof. Get your final guesses in now. Final guesses. Final guesses. So we have 0.015 of an ounce. Silly goose. That's a quarter DWT, so that's a quarter of a pennyweight. 2 carats. I don't know what GN is. 0.39 grams. 0.39. That ain't shabby. Alright, let's check what that would be. At $57.09 as of April 8th, a gram of gold. We will put 0.39. Calculating. $22.27. So again, big thanks to Danny and Kirby, Republic Mining, for supplying claims like that. Thanks for letting us go and test it. Guys, if you're interested in buying claims, hit them up, republicmining.com/HH. $22 a yard, and being so close to town, let's leave it there for now. So, guys, we've hit almost 800 subscribers, which is freaking awesome. You guys are the best. We really appreciate all your supports. We're gonna go out next week to one of our spots, actually Patty's secret spot, and we're gonna do some sluicing. All of the sluice that comes out, or all of the sluice, all the pay dirt that comes out of that sluice, we're gonna bundle it up and send it to one of our subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet and you like us, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. We appreciate you guys. As always, get that shiny.